one thing back then, what would it be? Like, what was like a core? No.
If I could go back,
TRL.
if I could go back to high school, I really like watching MTV before school.
Yeah, getting up at 6 a.m.
Like, we up on the makeup. What'd you say?
We have, huh?
We've not actually.
Well, no, we're here, but you have to go home.
A Brooke Mason salted honey latte, iced latte, and it is the simplest thing in the world. You just need salt, milk. I use 2%, but you can use whatever kind of milk you want. Honey and espresso. Straw. So normally how I do this, and this is how Brooke does it too. So I learned this from Mother, but she will let the espresso brew, and then right when the espresso's hot, so like literally as soon as this is finished brewing, she will take it. I'm just gonna let it finish dripping. She'll take it and she will put honey in it like right when it's hot, because if you put honey in something that's cold, the consistency gets like really weird and clumpy. I usually do like 3 or 4 little swirls there, and then mix it up. Mix. And then a pinch of salt. I was so confused at first. I was like, why salt? It actually cuts the, I usually do a little bit more salt too, by the way. It cuts the acidity and like the bitterness of the espresso. It's so interesting how it does that. And then I will add some milk. I usually add my milk directly to my latte mixture. I know some people put the milk in the cup first. This is just how I do it. And this is the, oh, I'm already spilling. This is the hardest part, is doing this without spilling literally everywhere. Oh God. Oh God. Oh my God. But before I sit down at my computer and start my workday, I like to dive into the Word. I feel that Romans, I believe it's 12:8. Romans 12:8 says, "Be not conformed by this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." And I really love meditating on that verse and what it means to me, and renewing my mind every single morning by spending time with God first and spending time in my Bible. And actually, one of my 2026 goals is to read the entire Bible. So I got this, my dog joined me. She likes Bible time too. So I got this MacArthur Daily Bible, and every single day it breaks down Old and New Testament together, so that you are reading the whole Bible in a bit more of like a digestible way. And it has like prompts for thinking about what you just read and reflecting on it. It has definitions of words that you might not know, or phrases or terms. So I've been really loving it. I have not been as consistent with this as I should be, and that is something that I am really working on. So I am excited to dive back in and make it a part of my daily routine. So that's my goal. my hair in headbands a lot more frequently. I used to wear headbands like pretty much every day. As a kid, it was just my thing. And they were, I don't know if you grew up in like the early 2000s. I'm 30, so I was in middle school in like the early 2000s, like 2005, 6, 7. We had those headbands that were like, they would like dig into your scalp, and they were like the little zigzag, and you would like put them on your head. Anyway, I just remember I would have the worst headache by math class. But yeah, I've been putting my hair in headbands again. I don't know, call it the Carolyn Bessette Kennedy effect, but I do really find a headband to be very classy and fun. I'm just coming back to my bathroom to do a little bit of eye makeup. I don't know why I feel like doing a little bit of makeup today, but I'm excited. I don't usually do a ton of eye makeup in general, but I got this palette a couple weeks ago when I was getting ready for my conference, and it's really pretty. There's like a sparkly color, a more neutral color, and then some darker ones. I was just gonna give myself a little bit of sparkles today. I actually haven't done mascara in forever. I have this new mascara from Goop. I like it. You can see my dirty laundry in the background. Maybe I'll do like just a teeny bit of mascara, just for fun. I don't know where to look. Okay, I'm gonna look in the mirror. I really would love to refine my makeup approach, like just get really good at doing like everyday makeup. Because I find that while I'm not ever going to be the kind of person who likes to cake it on, I enjoy waking up and putting a little makeup on. Like a lip, an eyebrow, maybe a little bit of an eye if I'm feeling fancy, some blush. Nothing crazy, but I feel more put together. I feel like I'm able to just like conquer the day if I have a cute face. So, oh, one more thing is this necklace is from Second Life Jewels. I follow Jessie from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives on Instagram, of course. I love her so much. And she posted about Second Life Jewels, and I was like, what is that? And so I went and visited the website. It's this really cool store. They basically take old designer stuff, so whether that's like an old Louis Vuitton trunk or like piece of luggage or a Chanel wallet or keychain or something, like they take a bunch of different old designer stuff and they take the little like logos off of them and they repurpose them into jewelry. So this is a Cartier like repurposed necklace. And I believe it was only about $200, maybe a little more. So definitely not as expensive as an actual Cartier necklace. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know about that. If you are looking for like a really nice piece of jewelry, but you don't want to, you know, break the bank, Second Life Jewels. Okay, I'm heading into my first meeting of the day in a little bit, but I have 10 minutes. And so I thought I would show you the how to use the book stamp that my best friend got me for my birthday. And I'm gonna book stamp my all-time favorite book that I think I've ever read. And it's called Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers. It is so special to me. It is a book about faith and how God can redeem anyone's life, anyone's path. It's a love story. It's beautiful and tender and devastating and hopeful, and I don't even have words. I would high-key recommend that you read this book if you're a romance girly, especially if you are a Christian girly on your walk with Jesus and you want a romance book that is going to just make you feel. This was just such a beautiful book. I literally couldn't put this down. I finished this in maybe 2 days over my like winter break this year when I had some time off. So I just loved it. So I do want to show you how to use this book stamp. So first, you take one of these stickers, like one of these yellow stickers, and then you select which page you want to stamp your name in, or your library stamp in. So I selected this first page, and then it's super easy. You just take your stamp, and you see how it has like a little slot in here. Just make sure it's lined up. I like mine to be like facing the right way, so you put it in your book and lay it down and then stamp. I like to hold it for like 10 seconds just to make sure it really kind of gets in. Ah, it looks so good. So I just think it's the sweetest gift. I love it. I love the way it looks. From the Library of Caroline Maloney. That's me. So, yeah. Book stamped my favorite book. I'm having a really specific craving, and that is tomato mayo toast. So I'm gonna make that. Maybe not the most nutritious breakfast, I don't know, but I had a protein chobani like smoothie, so I'm gonna have a little piece of toast with this heirloom tomato, some mayo on the toast, and flaky sea salt and olive oil. It's like my favorite thing to have when it's hot out, like in the spring or summer here in Texas. It's so good. While my toast is toasting, I want to pick a recipe for tonight, and at first I was like, oh, let me just ask ChatGPT, but then I was like, no, let me open a cookbook the old-fashioned way. I love this cookbook. It's Allison Roman's Nothing Fancy, and it's such a staple in my cookbook collection. Allison! I love her so much. So yeah, I'm gonna make a chicken dish, I believe. That's kind of what I want to do. Ooh, one pot chicken with dates and caramelized lemon. That looks really good. Coconut braised chicken with chickpeas and lime also sounds really good. Very like fresh and kind of springy. So yeah, I'm gonna pick something to cook tonight from this cookbook. Yeah, this looks like it for tonight. This looks so good. Caramel coconut braised chicken with chickpeas and lime. This is really, looks so good. Wow, okay, I think I'm gonna make this tonight. I have to order some groceries, but I had to order groceries anyway, so that's fine. Got my toast. My first tomato toast of 2026. Like 2.5 hours until my meeting with my boss, and that's my last meeting of the day, so I'll probably wrap up like shortly after that, but I want to do a 90-minute focus block and also get some other tasks done. I want to write thank you letters to everyone who came to my birthday party, so I'm gonna do that. I got these really beautiful stamps at the post office the other day. I love them. And then these absolutely lovely artsy cards. So I'm gonna do that. And yeah, I just thought I would like chit chat with you guys for a minute though, because I was thinking about this as I was making my espresso. Also, look how cute this little espresso cup is. I got it in Dublin when I was there about a year ago, a little over a year ago, but I was thinking about this concept of buy cheap, buy twice, and how one of my goals in 2026 is to spend more on less. So for example, instead of doing like a Shein haul for summer, which I haven't done in years, but just by way of example, I'm going to spend probably 3 times what I would have spent on a Shein haul on probably half of what I would have gotten in a Shein haul, or maybe even less than half, but on pieces that are quality and more ethically sourced and made and delivered. And yeah, just pieces that will last me so much longer than any Shein haul would ever last anyone. And my body is changing as I've been going on my weight loss journey, so I am going to get probably 1 to 2 new swimsuits, maybe like a couple new sundresses, maybe like a couple new skirts. I don't know. I don't exactly know what I need. I have to go look in my closet first. That's another thing I'm trying to do in 2026 is shop my closet before I go shopping, because I have so much more than I like think I have. So I was just thinking about that as I was sipping my espresso. And then the other thing that I am trying to intentionally do when it comes to like spending money and stuff like that is gift more intentionally and gift more handmade things, or like books that I've read that are still in good condition that I like stamp with my little book stamp that Danielle got me. I just want to like be so much more intentional with what I buy, what I like consume, and what I gift, what I give away. The other day I did a pretty big closet purge and I found so many pieces of clothing that I have not worn in years and wouldn't ever wear again. And I'm like, wow, why is that still in my closet? I think it's just because I don't often do closet purges. So that's another thing I would like to do more frequently. Purge my closet. And my rule of thumb is if I haven't worn it in over a year, I should probably donate it, unless there's something really specific I have coming up that I could wear it to, like a wedding. Like if it's like a really nice dress and I haven't worn it in over a year, but I could totally wear it to a wedding as a guest, I'm gonna keep it. But if it's like a shirt or a jumper or a workout set or whatever that I haven't worn in over a year, either because it doesn't fit me anymore or because it's just not really my style anymore, I'm going to donate it. And at our church, there's a donation bin in the parking lot, so there's like a really easy way for me to do that. But yeah, I just wanted to like chit chat about that because those are a couple of my biggest goals this year. And so that being said, I have a sub goal within that to give away most of the books on that bookshelf over the next couple years. I haven't read every single book on that bookshelf yet, so obviously I want to read my books before I give them away. And then there are some like special edition books on there that I wouldn't necessarily want to give away just because they're meaningful to me, but like, for example, my copy of Callie Hart's Quicksilver, which is another one of my favorite fantasy books. I want to stamp this with my book stamp, and then I want to give it away. I want to ship it to a friend and like surprise them with like a nice little gift in the mail, just a nice book that I think they would like. I want to do more of that because I love having book trophies. I think that's what the girls call it on Book Talk. Like I do love having copies of the books that I read and like being able to reflect on like a whole bookshelf where I'm like, wow, I read all of those books. That's awesome. But I also want to make space for new books. And I feel kind of guilty buying new books when I have so many books here, a lot of which I haven't read. But even if I have read them, I'm like, you know, I should let someone else read that book. Why does it have to sit on my shelf if I've already read it, if I've already enjoyed it? I am not the kind of person who reads books twice. I'm also not really the kind of person who watches TV shows twice. There's some movies that I'll watch twice, but overall I'm the type of person who likes to like do and read new things, so, or watch and read new things. So anyway, that's another one of my goals, is to at least once a month, if not more frequently, send a friend a book in the mail as a surprise and have it be a book from my bookshelf that I have read and loved and think that they would like. And I'm gonna stamp it with my book stamp. So anyway, I'm probably gonna do that as I write these little thank you notes to my friends who came to my birthday party. I'm probably going to ship them a copy of a book that I think they would like. So maybe I'll do that and start getting rid of some books.
That I've been learning how to have more order in, of just like having meals ready for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and fueling my body well at my best. But with me prioritizing fueling my body well, the rest of my lifestyle and like my schedule hasn't slowed down. So even for busy food lovers like myself, Marley Spoon helps support the role food plays in your life. So when I got my Marley Spoon box, I got .com/offer/coffee. Hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of Christ with Coffee on Ice. I am your host, Allie Yost. It is a joy and honor to be here with you guys today. Welcome back, everybody.
I made my letters. I'm so thankful for my friends, like writing these letters to all of them. I'm going to run to the post office with my letters. Or actually, instead of the post office, I think I'm just gonna run to the mailroom, because there's a place where I can just put the letters in and they'll get sent out. So I think I'm just gonna do that. But it is such a beautiful day out. Like, the sun is shining, it's the perfect temperature. I gotta spend more time outside, especially when it's this nice out. But yeah, come on a little walk with me. It's time for my dog's dinner, and a little earlier today, the Spot and Tango order arrived for them, so I thought I'd show you what they normally get for dinner. They get their Spot and Tango. I'm actually still out of the Spot and Tango dry, so I'm gonna give them both Spot and Tango wet. Spot and Tango wet is usually what our senior dog Lola gets, but Lady also really likes it. So I'm going to plate this up for them. They really love the turkey and quinoa if it's the wet food. It's got turkey, quinoa, carrots, spinach, sweet potatoes, chickpeas, and apples. And it's really good for them. I have noticed such an improvement in their mood, behavior, bathroom activities, and all that stuff. And plus they love this food. Like, they literally devour it. So they love their food. As you can see, Lola is a skinny mini. She's lost a lot of weight, and we actually just took her to the vet about a week ago, and the vet confirmed that she doesn't feel like Lola has any like illness or that anything is going on other than her just being old. She's almost 16. She turns 16 in November. So the vet feels like she's just losing muscle mass and like losing some weight, but she still has a really healthy appetite and plays totally normally. So yeah, and then there's this chunky girl. She's chunky. I finally finished making the bed and then I took a nap in it, so it's looking a little messy, and then I finished making Lola's bed because she finally got out of it long enough for me to make it. So this is her little domain. This weighted blanket is everything to her. She loves it so much. Oh, and this is a cow that my friends got me for my birthday. I feel like so much of this vlog has just been me showing you what my friends got me for my birthday, which I love. But yeah, so the girls just ate dinner. Now I'm going to take them out to potty, and I'm kind of just going to start to unwind from the day. Whoops. I thought I would take you with me while I do my syllabus. I'll explain what that is. I saw a TikTok, or maybe it was, I think it was an Instagram. I'll link the creator in the comments who like conceptualized this, but I saw this post about how you should create a curriculum for yourself, like a syllabus, so that you never stop seeking out knowledge or like seeking out, you know, new skills or new information. And I really loved that, and that really resonated with me because I was starting to feel pretty convicted around how much time I was spending on social media, just like doom scrolling. And I did get the brick, which I love, and the brick has helped me like literally totally shut out social media for periods of time. But I was like, you know, I don't want to just like get rid of something without replacing it with something more positive. So I saw this post and I was like, I love the idea of building yourself a personal syllabus, like a personal learning curriculum. So I chose 3 areas for the month of March, which is starting to feel a little overambitious because I am not really even halfway through with these books. But the 3 areas that I wanted to learn more about are economics, personal behavior, and philosophy. So I have 3 books. Here's 2 of them. I have Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, Thinking Fast and Slow, which I'm obsessed with. I really like this book. And then I also got the book Freakonomics, and that's in my office, but I haven't even started that one. But I'm about like halfway through Meditations by Marcus Aurelius and a few chapters into Thinking Fast and Slow, but I really like it so far. And then I got this like note-taking journal off Amazon, and it's helped me really structure my notes. It's called the Universal Note-Taking System. And on the left-hand side, you can write down cues and questions. And on the right-hand side, you can write down notes. But what I love most is at the bottom of the template is a section for you to summarize what you've learned. So each chapter that I read, either of Meditations or Thinking Fast and Slow, and eventually of Freakonomics, I have a page in this note-taking book, and I will write down any questions I have or any words that I learn, like new words. I'll write them down and then look them up so that I can define them. And then the notes that I write down are just like general notes about the chapter, and then the summary section really kind of forces you to be succinct in how you think about what you just learned. And I also like to think of the summary section as like, what's the sentence or two that I would use to tell my mom about what book I'm reading right now, or like what chapter I just read in the book that I'm reading. So I really like this approach. I also think it's a really positive thing to do for your brain. And I read recently that there's a study that indicates that writing by hand for like 15 minutes a day helps decrease the likelihood that you'll get, why can't I think of the word? Dementia, I think. So yeah, I don't know. I want to look more into that study, but there's like some peer-reviewed articles on it. So I think it's pretty legit. And in any event, I really like writing by hand. I spent about 40 minutes today writing thank you notes to my friends, so technically I'm over my 15 minutes, but I'm still going to write out all my notes by hand and my summary and my questions and things like that. So I think this has been a really positive addition to my like daily habits. This sort of replaces the time that would traditionally have been spent scrolling TikTok on the couch. And I still scroll TikTok. Like, I don't want to make it sound like I'm this like perfect example of analog behavior, but I think I'm becoming much more intentional about how I'm interacting with social media and like what I'm consuming versus what I'm creating and what I'm learning. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. I really like the idea of a personal syllabus and like curriculum for yourself. I think next month my topics are going to be, I might just pick one topic because I feel like picking 3 was maybe a little ambitious. So next month I know for sure I want to learn about gardening. That's going to be my topic because Chris and I are building a garden outside in our backyard. I'm going to do a whole separate vlog about how we like designed and planned for our garden, and like I'm going to take you guys with me to Home Depot and show you everything I got for our garden, all that stuff. But anyway, so my topic for next month is going to be gardening, and I might choose one more topic, but I think I might just stick with gardening. So yeah, so
other households. And if you're like us and still figuring it out, they also have plant experts who can help you choose the right plants and learn how to take care of them. Right now, they have that's where it's
I'm going to put my cookbook up here, and these are all the ingredients plus my chicken, of course. So I'm gonna cut open and prep my chicken, and then this is my little cooking station, and this is the pot that I'm gonna use.
Florida is East Coast What's your Florida? Okay, here's mine. I have a couple, but the first thing that comes to my mind is, remember those little, what is it called? Hold on, let me explain it first before you ask me. I always forget, what's the word? The phones that, the sidekicks?
Out of here, Lola.
The sidekicks, yeah. And so every time you would call me, it would be like Jeannie. So I can afford that.
Okay, now I'm on step 2. I did step 1, which was to season and sear the chicken. And now I'm on step 2, which I've already transferred the chicken to the large plate, and I'm adding garlic and the onion. I accidentally added the ginger too. Hope that's not bad. So I'm gonna let this soften for about 5 minutes, and while I do that, I'm going to clean up a little bit. Okay, now I'm on the last part of the second step, which is to return the chicken to the pot, which I did, add the chickpeas, which I did, season again with some salt and pepper. I think I'm going to skip that because I put a lot of salt in the first time, and then reduce the heat to low, place the lid on, walk away for 45 minutes. Okay, great. I don't know what I was going to use that for. I forget, but I didn't use it. Okay, oops. Just gotta put this over here, and then I'm gonna put the lid on, turn the heat off, and voila. I'm just gonna turn the heat to low and set a 45-minute timer. It's set to save some of the onions, I think, to top it with, so I'm just gonna save those right here. And I'm gonna clean up and put the rest of the dishes in the dishwasher because I did not do that. But guys, can you hear, I don't know if you can really hear the bird sounds, but I can hear them even with the window closed, and it is so peaceful. I just love living here so much. I have raw meat over here, so I'm gonna wipe down this whole surface. This gets hand washed, and I really don't want to ruin it, so I'm going to hand wash it on hot in a minute. But first, I just like to get the water really hot and spray the sink down. We use Meyer's spray and products for a lot. And then we use 7th generation for like dish soap or dish detergent. I love our Scrub Daddies. A little bit more scrub on that. Yeah, I really like a clean sink. Normally I do what I like to refer to as a closing shift in my kitchen because I just find that I'm so much more productive during the day if I'm not thinking about all of the chores I have to do, and one of my least favorite chores is dishes. So if I do them just like right when I'm done cooking, that's usually best. I'm gonna go in with some spray here. Let that sit for a little bit. While I wait for the chicken and the stew to cook, I just thought I'd like chat with you guys on the couch. I have a timer set for 45 minutes, and I think I'm gonna put on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I started it last night, the 4th season, and I was kind of co-watching it with my friend Jackie, and we were just like cracking up, and she's so funny, and we were just like talking about everyone on it, and like, I don't know, the evolution of Demi's friendships with all the girls. it was so shocking for me to see her back on the screen, like just with the gals. Like when Taylor had Ben over and Demi just like showed up as if like nothing had happened. I was like, what? But anyway, if you don't watch Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, I would recommend it. I'm not really a reality TV show person, but that and The Bachelor I've always enjoyed. I haven't watched The Bachelor since Hannah Brown season. I love Hannah Brown. But I'm definitely going to watch it this season because Taylor is the Bachelorette, so I'm really excited about that. But yeah, so while I wait for my chicken, I'm just going to watch a little TV. And I thought I would maybe do a little like get to know me. I feel like I sort of failed to introduce myself properly, and I don't know, maybe halfway through the vlog is time. So yeah, I thought I would just take a few minutes to like chit chat a little about my background and who I am. And I've already talked to you guys a little bit about like what you can expect on the vlog. Definitely purely a lifestyle vlog, but I think with a light focus on my career, my travels, cooking, my faith journey, what I'm reading, things like that, my garden. So basically a lifestyle vlog. But my name is Caroline. My friends call me Carol, and I just turned 30 a few weeks ago. And I had all my girlfriends here to celebrate with me, and it was just the most special weekend ever. We did a private yoga class on my birthday. We had like a spa night. It was just so fun. And I was thinking a little bit after my 30th, I was thinking about how I feel like my frontal lobe has developed fully. Like I just feel like I'm in like such a different phase of life. And I feel like I have changed so much and grown so much over the last few years, particularly ever since I moved to Texas, which was in 2022. And I found Jesus, started going to church, started actually seeing myself as a child of God, seeing myself as valuable and inherently worthy, and started acting accordingly, like taking care of myself. And there were definitely bumps along the road. Like it's not like I moved to Texas, went to church, and then overnight everything was fixed and I was healed. But I think my mindset started to totally shift. And I always joke and say like my frontal lobe developed, but like I seriously think that's probably what happened. I don't know. When does that happen? I feel like that happens in your mid-20s, but did not happen for me at that point, I fear. So anyway, I want to do a separate video about my testimony because that's a whole thing, and I don't want to get into it now just for the sake of time. Honestly, no other reason. I would love to do just like a longer video to really honor that story and give it the space and time that it deserves. But for now, I just, the reason I share all of this is to say that I was thinking after my 30th birthday, I was on a flight back from Austin. I had spoken at a conference in Austin, Texas, like a few days after my birthday. And I was on the flight back and my AirPods had died and there was no Wi-Fi. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna think. I was thinking a lot about how I feel called to share. Like I've always just felt called to share. And I used to be a professional actress. So at that point in my life, sharing meant like storytelling. And now I run a sales and people enablement team. I'm the head of sales and people enablement at the Travel Corporation. And so sharing means, scaling sales frameworks, helping sellers develop their careers, helping my team develop their careers, sharing sales skills and knowledge and things like that. But I was thinking on the plane, I was like, I just feel so called to like start capturing life more and start romanticizing life more and sharing where I'm at in life and the journey to where I am now, which I think is a beautiful part in my life. I'm so happy. I feel so peaceful and so stable and so healthy, like in so many ways. And I just want to share more about that. And there are plenty of bad days and I will do my best to not like make this a silver lining vlog. Like, of course I want to talk about everything in life, like the good, the bad, the ugly, but I just feel so compelled to take you guys along with me. Just the whole journey, like everything, from the mundane to my upcoming trip to 4 different countries in 2 weeks. Like that's in late April. So I'm so excited to vlog that. But yeah, I just wanted to give a little background about sort of why I'm doing this and who I am. I do live in Dallas, Texas now. We moved to Dallas from Austin in October of this year, or sorry, November of last year. I can't speak or think. And we lived in Austin together, Chris and I, for a year, and then I lived in Austin for 2 years prior to that. So I've been in Texas, this will be my 4th year in November, or October, in 2026. It'll be year 4 for me. So I love Texas. I moved here from Boston, but I grew up in Boston, but I went to college in Ithaca, New York. And then I moved to New York City when I was trying to pursue professional acting. And after a brief stint there, like just a couple years, I moved to Portland, Oregon in 2020. And I lived there for just 10 months. It was a bit of a nightmare, I'm not gonna lie. I can definitely get into that too, but just not the right time to move across the country sight unseen and barely know anyone. Not the right time. COVID was not the right time for that. I don't know what I was thinking. I was very impulsive in my early 20s, my mid 20s. Hi Lola, my dog came to say hi. But yeah, so very different phase of life. But moved to Portland, was in an abusive relationship, which I do want to talk about. I'm not going to get into it right now, so no worries. Like, if that's not your vibe, if you don't really want to hear about stuff like that, I will always give a trigger warning before I get into any details. But for now, the high level is I was in an abusive relationship, and it really broke and destroyed a lot of my light and like my sparkle, and just was a very devastating period of time in my life. But one of my best friends, Tiv, flew out to Portland and drove me back across the country. We packed up my entire life after 10 months. We packed up my entire life in my little teeny tiny apartment, and we rented a tiger striped camper van and drove across the country back to Boston. So that was in 2021. That will forever be one of my favorite memories, like those 2 weeks that we were on the road, even though it was the worst, like coming off of one of the worst times in my life. It was just the sweetest way to start to heal. And they're just the best friend. So Tiv, if you're watching this, I love you so much. And so yeah, then I lived at home for a little while, and rented a little house like right next to my dad's house in Waltham, Mass for a little while as well. And then I moved out here to Texas. I moved to Austin in 2022 for work. So there's a lot to get into. If you're confused, you're not alone. It's a lot, but I will go into like more of a proper testimony in a different video. But for now, just I'm so thankful that I moved out here. For some reason, I didn't hesitate to move out here, even though, again, it was like a sight unseen move practically. I had actually visited here a couple times, but it was sight unseen to the apartment that I moved into. And I was like, not even nervous. Like, I wasn't hesitant at all. I wasn't nervous. I knew this was the right move. In my bones, I knew this was the right move. I knew I was going to find my husband out here. I knew I was going to go through a life transformation out here, and I 100% have. I could talk for hours about like the transformation that I feel like I've undergone, and just all of the ways in which I feel like I've grown, and I could reflect for hours on how grateful I am to the people who've been there with me through every phase of my life. But I just sort of wanted to chit chat a little, give you just a little bit more context, a little bit of an intro. And if you've watched until this point, please comment and tell me where you're tuning in from, because I'm so curious. Like, I don't know if this is even going to land on anyone's For You page because it's my first vlog, but if this is landing on your homepage or like anything like that, I'm just curious like where I found you. So please let me know where you're watching from or listening from. And yeah, I'm excited to share more, and I'm really excited for my chicken to almost be done. So I will see you in a little bit when it's all ready. Yum! I'm so excited about this. What do you guys think? Does it look like the picture? I think it looks really good. I'm so excited. A little more lime over it because I feel like that would be good. Guys, I'm so excited to try this. This looks delicious. Okay, I don't even know where to dive in. The chicken looks so tender. Wow. Get like a little bite with everything on it. It's kind of hard to do. Mm-hmm. That is crazy good. Yum. The sauce is so, like, unique. I feel like I have never even tasted anything like this. Mmm. Wow. I topped it with cilantro, the rest of the red onions, and some peanuts. Mmm. So good. Okay, I'm gonna finish eating and then I'm going to take a shower. So I will see you guys after dinner. I just got into bed. I took a really wonderful shower and I had a little popsicle and I watched episodes 3 and 4 of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I have so many thoughts. Let me know in the comments if you're watching it, because I would love to speak more on it, but like, I don't know if people are watching it, so let me know. But yeah, I'm gonna turn into bed for the night. I have my book and my night nectar and my red light. I have my red light mask over there, which I'm going to put on in a little bit for like 15 minutes, and I'm gonna play my Switch. I play Stardew Valley on the Switch, so I'm gonna play my Switch and just have a very cozy night. And I will see you guys tomorrow morning.